What up? It's Casper. Today I'm going to be talking about the TV show called Clipped. Be talking about the first episode. The first episode is called White Party. First episode is directed by Kevin Bray. So before I go into what I just saw, first things first, none of the Clipper players from that era deserve what they're about to see, or if they've seen it already, they do not deserve this TV show at all. HBO Max came out with the Lakers dynasty called Winning Time, the rise of the Lakers dynasty. And if you were to compare how the players looked in that show and how this Hulu version made the players look in their TV show, this is what I mean about how the players do not deserve that at all. The HBO Max version for the Lakers literally did it way more justice. You can actually see angles on how players look like. Oh my gosh, I know the Clipper players from that era are literally laughing because that is a damn shame. With the first TV episode, we are definitely getting involved in the start of the buildup of what happened during that controversy time with the Clippers. After watching that first episode, I would say like the direction of what happened is there. If you were a fan during that time or remember that era, you do understand here and there what the first episode is trying to bring. I think this episode just added a lot of airspace to be like, what else do we add? From the flow of the first episode, I would say that from a viewer who doesn't know about what happened during that time, the first episode does grab you and pull you in. I would say the lines and the direction and the acting as well does bring in people to be like, whoa, what type of drama was this? What type of gossip was happening during this time? But overall direction and overall just trying to make it believable was one of those things that just made me laugh and made me be like, bruh, really? Let's start off with a lot of the actors in this first episode. Lawrence Fishburne plays Doc Rivers. Lawrence Fishburne, bringing him along for this, I would say that was a very strong choice as an actor to bring along that will actually bring a good direction, good drama feel. Lawrence Fishburne playing Doc Rivers at times, even though it was a little off, the look did fit it at times. Progression and flow was just something that just felt very up and down. The direction of the lines didn't feel that it will make sense. A lot of the stuff that you see in this first episode is just straight talking trash about each other, bringing other NBA players to bring down other players. First episode didn't give me a feel like they were trying to build something. It was just more of an ego feel. I'm rich, I'm just here in LA and I'm just trying to go with the flow. A lot of the stuff from the first episode did not feel believable just because of the line direction. Some of the lines for Lawrence Fishburne being Doc Rivers, you could see he is leaving Boston and is coming to LA. But when he ends up coming to LA, you just hear a lot of references being like, oh, Boston is great, Boston was good, this is why I should have stayed in Boston, why did you come to LA? It was just very random with the lines. I would say Donald Sterling was a look that actually made sense. Donald Sterling is played by Ed O'Neill. Posture of Ed O'Neill, I'll say he did a good job playing an older person, Donald Sterling. A lot of the lines was a little iffy for me. I just feel like it was a lot of forced writing. I don't know, I feel like even with the people writing it, you can just tell that they knew what was going on because of the leaked audio, but don't know what was going on in the real time. So they're just trying to fill in here and there. It just sometimes just felt very corny and very cheesy, but the look did seem believable. The levels to it of owning an organization, I would say, was represented. Just didn't make sense on just some of the perspective. Like there's no way Doc Rivers was talking to a lot of these players the way the first episode was trying to present itself. Jackie Weaver plays the wife, Shelly Sterling, and I did like her acting and I did like the presentation of that because I don't know too much of Shelly Sterling, so the way Jackie Weaver presented herself as the wife, presentation was well done and I didn't know about her that much, so from the lines with her, I'll say that was a more straight on perspective. Cleopatra Coleman plays the character V. I didn't even know too much about that assistant, but you can see in the first episode you're starting to see the build up and the drama with the assistant V. That was a good presentation as well. Storyline and direction between Donald Sterling, the wife, Mrs. Sterling, and V, that drama feel was a good buildup. The one thing that started to feel off, very off, was when we started to see the NBA players. You're forced to believe those are the players. JJ Redick looked nothing like JJ Redick. Chris Paul, nothing like Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul is a general and literally the captain of the team when he comes through. The way this actor was playing Chris Paul didn't have like a boss feel, like a captain feel. someone who actually had experience. This dude seemed like he just got picked up and couldn't really do much. Feels so terrible for Blake Griffin because that actor who plays Blake Griffin does not look like him at all. Overall atmosphere, you can see that they're trying, being in the Staples Center, being in the locker room, and then being at that white party. You can see like the atmosphere. They're trying to make it as realistic, as Hollywood, as high status as possible. Camera direction, I'm not too mad at it because I would say they chose pretty good angles and it had a good flow, and it did bring you in because you wanted to see where these players were actually dealing with. The idea of putting this on a TV show is a good idea. I just wish they chose better actors to play these basketball players because the Clipper players, like I keep saying, don't deserve these actors playing them. The first episode Clipped, it wasn't too much of them playing basketball, so this was more of, like I said, the buildup of the drama, getting to know who Doc Rivers is as the Clippers coach. Let's see from the second episode how it just adds up and how it builds. I don't know who from the Clippers organization actually helped with this TV show. After my watching the first episode of Clip called White Party out of 10, I'm gonna have to give the first episode a 6 out of 10. So that's my review for the first episode of Clip White Party. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.